Hello, good afternoon. Always feels good to take a breath when I'm here with you, when I'm in this space of divinely feminine wisdom and about to reconnect with my inner goddess team, which is what we're all about here. We'll just give a minute if there's anyone that's going to be live, but mostly people seem to watch this afterwards, and that's just fine. So, this week, who we'll be playing with is probably one of the better known goddesses in the world's pantheon of 10,000 goddesses, and that's Venus. I've been, in the first month or two that I've been doing this, I've really been highlighting goddesses from other cultures that you might not be familiar with. And Venus popped up this week because the new moon in Libra is on Friday, and Libra is ruled by Venus. And then, of course, whenever I start playing with what goddess wants to come through, what goddess wants us to play with her each week, all kinds of really fun synchronicities come up around it. So those of you that have been tuning in to these weekly dates with your inner goddess team know that this is very much about, what we're doing here is not about, even though we're talking about goddesses and divinely feminine wisdom, is absolutely not just about women. We all carry, whatever you want to call them, the energies of yin and yang, of active and receptive energy, of divine feminine and divine masculine within us. And the divinely feminine wisdom is all about honoring our bodies, honoring our intuition, our emotions, the power of collaboration versus competition. So many things that we are so in need of right now. So with that context, which I always try to give as the precursor each week, the Greek equivalent of Venus. Venus is the Roman goddess of love. I even have my little heart symbolizing my love. I wear this with my one of my VAs a couple years ago found this for me. My symbol is the spiral, and it's a heart. I wear this when I perform weddings a lot too. So the precursor, the Greek version of and name for Venus, which you probably also heard, is Aphrodite. Also, the goddess of, yes, certainly of love and of beauty, and particularly of divinely feminine wisdom. And I hadn't remembered, this is one of my favorite decks, and I've showed her here, one of my favorite goddess decks. I think it comes through backwards, sorry about that. It's Doreen Virtue's Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. And she has lovely cards. This is her Aphrodite card. She didn't have a Venus card. But what I loved about this, and it so captures what I want to do here, I'm just going to read right from her nifty little book. And she says, message from Aphrodite: allow your inner feminine wisdom and dynamic beauty to rise to the surface. Cherish its power and meaningfulness. No matter whether your physical body is male or female, you have an inner femininity that nurtures you and guides you with its intuitive principles. Now is the time to become aware and take advantage and take excellent care and celebrate your magnificence. So I feel like that just really speaks to what I've been doing here, and that's really getting all of us, all genders, to really honor who we are, both inside and out, both the yin and the yang parts of us. Now, Venus was, you probably all seen some version of this. This is Venus rising from the sea foam. She was created from the union of the sea and the air and in the sky, and she rose from the sea foam, so that's one of the depictions of her. Very famous statue. And this you're probably also familiar with. This is Botticelli's, if you can see it, this is Botticelli's painting that's very famous of Venus rising from her scalloped shell. So when we tap into our Venus energy, and we will certainly be doing this at our New Moon Circle on Friday night, if you can join us, you need to check out my business page, or where else can you get it? Or just contact me, and I'll let you know the details about our Zoom virtual circle that starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. And Venus reminds us that we need to honor our bodies, we need to honor our passions, our sexuality, but it's not just that, it's really honoring all of our relationships. Where do we find love in our lives? How is it that you want to embrace a particular relationship and deepen it, expand it, celebrate it? We also, most likely at our New Moon Circle, our Libra New Moon Circle, which is the title of it, the theme of it is the dance of relationships, also acknowledging that there are times that we need to let go of relationships that are not nurturing us, that are not nurturing our own ability to love ourselves. Because when we're talking about love, hearts being the quintessential example, the quintessential symbol of love, the first place that we need to start is love of ourselves. And that means engaging in radical self-care, or sacred self-centeredness, as I call it. And being able to embrace the knowledge and fully accept that we deserve to be taken care of first. Yes, there's all kinds of lovely ripple effects that happen when you are taking care of yourself. But first and foremost, it should be for us. We should begin with this practice, this principle of self-love, which for many people, maybe wasn't ingrained in them when they were younger. So now is the time, and especially when it's being highlighted as it is right now with the new moon. New moons are opportunities for new growth and new commitments, and ways that we can plant seeds of intention for where it is that we want to go. So embrace Venus with this new moon coming up. Whether or not you do it with someone else or not, welcome her into your being, into your life, and take the opportunity, do some journaling, do a little meditation. Well, I'll just kind of breathe you into a place of reflecting, and then I'd love for you to take it elsewhere and see what you can do with this notion of honoring the love in your life, of looking for ways to attract more love in your life, really calling on Venus to do that. If you have, and go online literally and invoke her. If you've got a statue, that's always lovely, but we don't always have statues, but there's no shortage of images of Venus that you can find anywhere. So invite her into your life right now, especially with this new moon coming up in a couple days. But first start with this notion of self-care. And I invite you for just a moment. I'll take you into a very brief reflection, welcoming in Venus, and then I'll sing for you this wonderful chant. One of my, I probably always say this, one of my favorites, but it is one of my favorites, by Deborah Roth, that some of you may know. And we'll come out of our little reflection with that chant, and you can come back and learn it yourself if you don't know it already. So I invite you now to just breathe with me, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling again into your heart, into the space that your inner Venus resides, and exhaling. Inhaling a third time, feeling your heart expand, and exhaling. And as you sink into your heart space, allow yourself, in whatever way feels natural or powerful for you, to invoke an image, or perhaps a live goddess figure of Venus, to approach you across the room in a beautiful setting. Welcome her into your heart space. Breathe her into your being. Breathe that energy of pure love for self, for others, a love of beauty in yourself, in others. And take a moment to also invite into your heart space those relationships that you wish to celebrate or deepen, perhaps. A love that you wish to honor or highlight. Invite that person or those people into your heart space with Venus. And then speak to them. Let Venus inspire you. Let her wisdom wash over you as you speak your words of love to yourself, to these others. What is it that you wish to say to yourself in a litany, in a prayer of self-love? Or what is it that you wish to say to another sacred soul that's precious to your heart? Take a moment to allow those words to bubble up. Retain some of them. And I'll sing for you now this beautiful self-love musical prayer that you can bring with you. From Libby Roderick. How could anyone ever tell you that you're anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you are less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. And take it up a notch. How could anyone ever tell you that you're anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you that you're less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. Sing one more time with me. How could anyone ever tell you that you're anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you that you're less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. Drink that song, drink that musical prayer into the space that you created, into this heart space that you created within and around you. And then gently, if your eyes aren't yet open, open them, release Venus back to her space with the rest of your inner goddess team within you. And maybe take a moment to jot down some of the words, some of the gratitudes, some of the appreciations, some of the love language that came up for yourself or for another person that you brought into your heart space today. Namaste. Go with Venus. Celebrate a beautiful new moon, however you do it. And we'll see you back here next week. Bye for now.